Welcome back to another episode of the Musings podcast. I'm your host, Congo Mildred, and I'm so happy that you've joined me on another Saturday for another amazing episode. So I don't know what's happening, y'all. Like the lights have gone off twice while I was recording Wednesday's episode, and it's 1:05 a.m. right now. I don't know what's happening. So I hope that it won't go off again, though, like after recording, you can just go to bed. So it's not a big issue, but I don't know what's happening. So anyway, I don't have a lot of things to say before I start today's episode, so I'm going to go straight into it. On today's episode, I'm going to be musing about the no that men understand. I came to this because recently, I think it was earlier last month, there's this guy who I used to talk to, Kitambo. Actually, we used to work together and then we haven't seen each other in years, but we were sort of friends for a while. But this guy used to tell me that he wants me to have his baby. I think I've spoken about this before. I told you there are three men from the same tribe who used to tell me in my 20s, like, Aki Sonizalie. So one of them is this guy. And he keeps, like, I've checked my messages with him on Messenger because that's where he texted me. And he texts me, he tells me this nonsense, and then I put a stop to it. And then after a while, he does it again. So I checked. And it's a thing that he does. So we'll talk, he'll just start like, I'll post maybe a photo of myself, and he'll go there and comment and be like, instead of commenting on either, because he has my number, I do have his number, but I don't think he has mine. I think maybe he lost it because nowadays I can't see I can't see his status on WhatsApp. So maybe he doesn't have my number anymore. But on Facebook, he can. He can see me on Facebook, he can see me on Messenger. So I'll share something and he'll comment. So, but he had kept quiet for a while because the last time we had spoken, he had started telling me this thing again, yani ulinikata tu hivyo. Like you just refused me like that. And I'm like, I didn't refuse you. You were married. I didn't refuse you just like that. You are married. I said no to you because you're a married man and you have a family. And he was like one of those ones who told me, like, what does my family have to do with you? What does my marriage have to do with you and me? I'm like, it has everything to do with you and me. And so he stopped. Then after some time, again, he texts me and he says the same thing. And I'm like, what makes you think that I will be okay with being your second option? Like you already have a wife and children, but you want me as your side piece. When you look at me, what is it that you see in me that tells you I'm okay with being your second option? That tells you I'm okay with being your side piece, being your mistress, being your other woman. What tells you that I'm okay with something like that? And he was like, oh, see, typical nonsense. And after that, he was like, okay, I'm sorry. And then he stopped. Then after some time, again, he did the same thing. This time I told him, like, because it was now after I was jobless and nini. And he started up again. I was like, because he asked me how I am. I was like, I'm not doing okay. I've been jobless for a while. I'm looking for work. So if you hear any blah, 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 blah. And he goes back to trying to hit on me. So I got upset that time and I was like, I'm telling you that I'm jobless. You are a manager somewhere and you know you can give me a job or you can hook me up with a job somewhere. And instead of trying to help me to get to that, you want me to be your mistress. Like, what's wrong with you? I got so upset and I said a couple of things. And again, he was like, okay, I'm sorry. I didn't know that me trying to be friends with you, blah, blah, blah. Nonsense. It was nonsense. And I let that go. He did not text me again after that because I was like, yeah, I'm not responding to that last one. And then we haven't spoken for years until recently, either last month or last month but one. He hits me up again because of something I had posted. He commented on it. And the comment was stupid. Again, he sent it to Messenger and was like, hey, Mildred, my old friend, how have you been? This time I was like, you know what? I don't want to entertain this guy. I don't want to keep entertaining him because I keep telling him the same thing. I'm not interested in being his mistress. I'm not interested in being whatever he wants us to be. But he keeps coming back. When he was telling me back in the day that he wanted me to have a child with him, he was telling me it was because his wife had refused to have another child for him. But now they have three. So I'm like, what happened? Your wife changed her mind. So when I saw this message again, because I see his profiles, I see him sharing videos and photos, blah blah blah, of his family and stuff, and I'm like, huh? So this time I was like, you know what? I know how to say no to him. I know the no that he will understand eventually, and that no is just asking for money. That has worked every single time. Women, if you want a man to leave you alone, just ask him for money and see how quickly he'll disappear. Don't get me wrong. I have relatives, I have friends who are male who, whenever I need, they come through for me. But you see, these are family, these are friends of mine. So I know we're not going to cross that line. But these other men who want, oh, nizalie, oh, sijui tutenda out lini, oh, utanipikia lini, if you want them to just let you be, ask for money. So this one, I tell him, after he tells me that nonsense, I go like, oh no, actually I've not been okay. I'm jobless and broke. So actually it's good that you have texted me. Like I'm paraphrasing. So could you send me a little something? I buy tokens. Oh, that man felt insulted. He felt insulted. How and he comes back to me with his insulted self and tells me like, how could you just ask me for money out of nowhere? Like, if you could have kept in touch, if you could have been talking to me and then, asked me for the help, I could have given. But out of nowhere, you just asked me for money. And I bet he went to his friends or whoever and told them, can you imagine this woman just asked me for money because I said hi? Like, she has been keeping quiet all this time. And now that I've just said hi, she asking me for money. How dare she? So when he texted me that, I was like, just look at the last message that I sent you. And actually I told him, just look at the last conversation that we had. He did not reply again. And I was like, clock it, clock it. Because what the actual fudge? What were you thinking? It's been years. I met this man back in 2011. Yeah, 2011. And can you imagine from 2011, either 2011, 2012, can you imagine from then up to now, how many years has it been? Still the same script, telling me the same nonsense. I've said no in different ways, trying to respect him, trying to sort of keep our friendship. I do not know why I've been doing that. But then he goes and does this again. And then he has the nerve to be upset. He has the nerve to be the one who's like, what the actual F? Why would you dare ask me for money? And we have not been talking because I'm not interested in talking to you. I've not been reaching out to you because you are not my friend like that. The friends that I talk to, the friends that I've asked help from regularly are friends that have been in my life, friends that I've helped before, friends that are helping me, friends that have actually listened when I told them I have nothing at the moment and they're helping. And I've helped them in one way or another in the past. This one, you and I have nothing in common anymore. We worked together years ago. Right now, we have nothing else in common. And I do not understand why you keep coming to my DMs telling me nonsense. Because if I was to put those DMs of his public and put his name as well, to screenshot every conversation and put them in public and tag his wife, do you think she's going to be okay with that? Does he think that she's going to be okay with that? So yeah, he got so offended and I was like, yeah, hope that keeps him in check. And he never, ever reaches out to me ever again. Like ever. Because I'm not interested in him. I'm not interested in being his second choice or whatever he thinks that he wants me to be. I'm not interested. And I hope that finally it sank in. And he's not the only one. I did that to him recently. He's the most recent person that I've done that to. Previously, there was this guy I'd met on our dating app. White man, older, and we were chatting. This is back in the days, a couple of years ago. And we start chatting, blah, blah, blah. Actually, it was 2018 January there, or 2017 December. Actually, 2018 January, because I had just quit my job in 2017 and I was still looking. And so I started chatting with this guy. Anyway, Men are very funny. I start chatting with this guy. I usually go on dating apps just to chat up with people when I'm bored. And especially when I have Wi-Fi for a couple of days, I'll download a dating app. They give you 3 free days of premium. So once they run out, I leave. Because I'm like, yeah, no, I can't continue lying to these people. I'm never going to meet them. So I get onto one dating app and we start chatting with this guy. Other guys too. But this one is so interested. He's like, I've always wanted to come to Kenya. I'm like, yeah, Kenya. But then I sell Kenya to these people, Yawa. Hey, on dating apps, I tell them how Kenya is beautiful and it's nice that people are very kind and blah, blah, blah. So we chat. He's like, okay, I live. He told me he was from, I think it was Netherlands or Switzerland. And he tells me that he wants to come to visit Kenya. And he says that maybe he's going to save up and come in October. And I'm like, oh, you're welcome. And he goes like, maybe I'll come and live with you. I go like, okay, red flag number one. I'm like, at the moment, I do not have my own space. I used to be employed, but right now I'm jobless. I'm looking for work, but I'm living with my sister. So if you wanted to come, you'd have to send money for rent because I'm not going to ask my sister to pay rent for you to come and live here. The way that man stopped chatting with me immediately. Because this is like at the end, because he was planning and tell me he'll come and I'm telling him, yeah, they're cheap hotels and blah, blah, blah. I was giving him every other option that you can come and go and stay somewhere. He can travel on a budget to the Mara, blah, blah, blah. I'm giving him all the options. And Mr. Man one day just comes and tells me that he wants to come and stay at my place. So I told him, I live with my sister because I'm jobless. She's the one who's paying rent. And so if you want to come and live with us, you'll have to take up the rent. Not now. When you come, that month that you'll be coming, you'll be the one to pay rent. And you'll pay rent until you're able to leave. Because I cannot ask my sister to pay rent for you. That was the end of that conversation. He did not chat me up again. And I found it to be so hilarious because I was like, really? He honestly thought I was going to allow him to come to my house and just sit. I was going to house him and feed him. And then what? Allow him to have me as dessert. And then he will just leave and go back to the Netherlands or Switzerland or wherever he was coming from. Hey yo, I know people are kind and gracious out there. I'm not one of those people. I can be, but you have to show some effort. I won't just fall for somebody online and be like, yeah, come and live in my house. I'll take care of you. I'll feed you. I'll do everything for you. I'm not going to do that. I'm not that gracious. I'm not that generous. No, I'm not that generous. I just won't. And so because of the money, he did not chat with me again. And I think he deleted his profile that day or he blocked me. So I saw that it was deleted or something. I don't know. But that was the end of it. Again, because of money, which is a no that men understand. This other guy, again, one of the others who had asked me to be the mother of his extramarital affair child. This man, a couple of years ago, again, actually, it was did a couple of years ago last year. I think it was sometime last year. He has been disturbing me every now and again. Whenever I upload a photo, he will comment on it. He will put heart and eyes and love emojis and stuff like that. He does that all the time. Tells me how hot I am and things like that. Asks me why I refused him. Tells me that, him and I could have been together. And then he texts me that on my WhatsApp. And then 2 days later, he posts a photo of his wife wishing happy birthday or happy anniversary or whatever, saying how much he loves her. And I'm like, this man, they must think that I'm stupid. Like, do I have a sign, a beg, that says, yes, I'm okay with being your number two? I had asked him the same question I asked the first guy. Like, what do you see on me when you look at me that tells you I'm okay with being the second choice? I've asked this question to a couple of men because I think the way they see me, I'm getting older and I'm still single. They think they'll just ask me and I'll be like, yes, please. I'm not that desperate, man. They think I'm going to be desperate enough to just be like, okay, Sawa, let's do this. And then they can use me the way they want and go back to their homes. And they're broke men. Sorry to say this. I know they work. They're better off than me who am jobless, but still. If you're a millionaire and wanted me to be a side piece, at least I'll know I'll get a house from it, I'll get a car from it, I'll get a plot somewhere, I'll get land somewhere. But you, the money that you get can only feed you and your children. But you want to have a side piece who you don't want to spend on or you can't afford to spend on. Like, what are you thinking? So, anyway, Mr. Man hits me up again after he had seen I posted a photo last year, I think. And he starts saying, hi, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I'm not okay. I'm still jobless. I'm looking for work. This is a manager somewhere again in a restaurant or a club, I don't know. And I'm like, do you know of anybody who's hiring right now? Please help me figure this out. And it goes like, I'm not in Nairobi right now. I'm in the village. But when I get back, I'll definitely help you. And then he starts going back again to the love issues. I get upset again with him. And I'm like, I'm telling you, I'm jobless. I do not have work. I can barely afford food. And you are telling me about love. You, a married man, you're telling me about love instead of helping me get a job fast. Like, what's your problem? Again, just like the other guy, this people from the same tribe. Like, if I didn't know that they're not related completely, I would think that they have a relation because why? Why is it the same script from these two people? From the baby mama thing to now this one. I was like, help me out. Help me buy some food and stuff before you start telling me about love. I cannot eat love, my friend. You cannot tell me that you love me and you want me, and then I'm like, yeah, come and visit me so that you can what? And so he was like, okay, I'm sorry. Let's just wait. I'm not traveling back because I think he was in the village at the time. He goes like, I'm traveling back to Nairobi soon. And when I get there, I'll send you some money. Hadi wa leo, I think it has been over a year. Had nothing, seen nothing, nothing. And then Juicy too, I think it was before my birthday or after my birthday, posted some photos of me. And it was just like, sometimes I miss me because I miss the person that I was while taking those photos. And he again sends me a heart emoji from that time and tells me that I look beautiful. And I'm like, yeah, money is where you draw the line. But whenever you see my photos, they make you so happy. And after sending me those heart eye emojis and telling me I look beautiful, 2 days later, happy birthday, my sweet darling, the mother of my child, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, hey, if I had a bad heart, if I wanted to ruin marriages in this Nairobi, I would. Not by sleeping with these stupid men, but by sending those messages to their wives, putting them on my Facebook and tagging their wives. Because those wives, they follow them and they usually tag them whenever they upload something and I see them. So again, another no that men understand money. They cannot spend money on you unless they're having you. But these ones, I know they're broke ass because they're cheap. They cannot even do that. So why would I be wasting my life with you? Why? And the way women are being killed in Nairobi by these men because they have affairs with them. And when the woman, threatens them to tell the wives, they kill them. And they think, these stupid men, they think that I will just give myself to them like that so that they can kill me when they're done with me. Are they crazy? I beg. So anyway, those are my stories. I don't want to continue too long because last Wednesday's show was a little bit long. This one I don't want it to exceed, and I've just finished recording that one. I need to go to bed. So yeah, tell me in the comment section, have you ever had to use like money as a way to get out of a man disturbing you all the time, like telling you I want to take you out on a date, I want to have you, blah blah blah, and you're like, yeah, send me some money. Because I know that can, by the way, it can work the other way around because you can tell him that and he sends you the money. And then that becomes bad because, yeah, you asked me for money so that I can take you out. Now I've given you the money. Are you going to allow me to take you out? And that can be bad. It can be really, really bad. So you have to take care of yourself and you have to be sure that nothing like that will happen to you. So, yeah. These have just been the few experiences that I've had. There have been others. Best believe I've used money to get out of other issues, because that is the only no that men can hear. Because if I've said no to these guys before, like, no, I don't want you. No, I don't want to be your number two. But then it's just crazy. They don't listen to the no. Most of them don't. Until you go like, oh, so spend on me. Spend some real money on me and then let's see. And then they're like, she's just, a gold digger. She just wants money. I'm like, you are asking me to be your mistress. The least you can do is spend money on me. But oh, you're so offended because why? You're asking me to be a mistress because you love me. Is your love going to pay my bills? Is your love going to buy me clothes and feed me and take me back to school if I wanted to go and do a course? Like, will your love do that for me? No, it won't. So stop it. So yeah, tell me in the comment section down below if you've ever been in that situation and you had to stop a man using money. Because I know most of you have. A lot of women have. I know friends who have done that. Like just plain asked for give me money and then I will. Or send the money, nikuje. And the guy goes like, kuja then I'll pay the Uber. No. Send me the money. I want to pay myself. And they'll be like, we'll see. And you never hear from them again. And you clap very loudly because finally they're off my back. So yeah, tell me in the comment section down below. Remember that I'm still baking. So if you want, hit me up on my Insta. I do meal preps and cook. If you want that, hit me up on my Insta as well. Like it doesn't even have to be the whole meal. Like if you just want chapatis for a function, if you want mandazis for a function, I can do that at a fee. And yeah, go and follow me on Instagram and on TikTok, Memes Musings Podcast. Follow me here as well. Come on, guys. We're still at 46. I do not understand why we're stuck there. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Help share this out there. Like just share it on your post so that on your statuses so that other people can see and ask them to please follow and ask them to please listen and watch. I'll really be grateful. Like I know it takes years to get a following, but hey, I'm giving up. I'm getting tired, honestly. If we hit 2 years, I don't know. I'll clap for myself, but I don't know if I just don't know. Let's not talk about that, but I honestly do not know. So yeah, I remember to like, share, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications so that when I upload something new, you're going to be amongst the first people to come and watch. Okay? Bye-bye now. Love you.